Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Watery Sphere. This is one of my favorite spells. I always take this spell. We're giving it a solid A. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right, this is a 4th level spell that is usable by druids, sorcerers, and wizards. But we're going to talk about a bard in just a bit. It is one action, range of 90 feet, which is great. It has a radius of 5 feet, so you got to pay attention to that. It is a verbal, somatic, and material component. Material component is just a droplet of water. That's worthless, so it's okay. It lasts for a minute. Requires concentration. We are going to talk about the concentration part of this too, and the proper time to end it. The only thing that I don't like about this spell is a strength saving throw, which is one of the worst to have to target. But there are ways around that. So you conjure up a sphere of water that is a 5-foot radius at a point you can see within range. Remember, you have to see it. The sphere can hover, but no more than 10 feet off the ground. That's neither here nor there. The sphere remains for the spell's duration. Now, it can hover more than 10 feet off the ground, which means you can make it go over surfaces like lava, pits, things like that. Hovering means essentially flying. But if you put it over a pit, then and the pit is 30 feet high, then the actual surface it's going to go into the pit. So you got to pay attention to that. It's got to be 10 feet above the ground. So any creature in the sphere space must make a strength saving throw. So I've gone over many times all the ways to penalize saving throws in this game, and you need to pay attention to that on a successful save. And on that note, we'll link in my video on how to penalize saving throws. So on a successful save, the creature is ejected from the space to the nearest unoccupied space of the creature's choice outside the sphere. Pay attention to that. They can't go into an occupied space, and if the unoccupied space that is only one that is available to them happens to be in an area that is dangerous, well, too bad, so sad, you're going into it. A huge or large creature succeeds on the saving throw automatically, and a large or smaller creature can choose to fail it. I'm not sure why you would choose to fail this one, but maybe somebody needs to get out of there. On a failed save, a creature is restrained. So what does restrain mean? Restrained is one of the worst possible conditions that you can have. So a restrained creature speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to speed. So it's 0. It's not going anywhere. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And this spell does not say that you cannot attack the creature in the sphere. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Can you say lightning bolt or fireball? Which doesn't say it destroys the sphere either. So at the end of each of its turns, a restrained creature can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself. Now, unfortunately, this only gives disadvantage on dex saving throws, not on strength saving throws. So there is that. You want to keep the creature in the sphere as much as you can. The sphere can restrain as many as 4 medium or smaller creatures or 1 large creature. If the sphere restrains a creature that causes it to exceed its capacity, a random creature that was already restrained by the sphere falls out of it and lands prone in a space within 5 feet of it. Now, this is a different sentence than this sentence up here. Creature's choice outside the sphere, where this one just says falls out of the sphere. So that's going to be a DM's interpretation on where they fall. So if you've got a large creature in there and you try and put another large creature in there, then the first large creature that is restrained will pop out. As an action, so it is an action to cast this spell, so you won't be doing this until the next turn. You need to keep that in mind. As an action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet in a straight line. If it moves over a pit, a cliff, or other drop-off, it safely descends until it's hovering 10 feet above the ground. Any creature restrained by the sphere moves with it. You can ram the sphere into creatures, forcing them to make a saving throw. So you could pick up more creatures. Medium creatures are probably the best ones to do. When the spell ends, the sphere falls to the ground and extinguishes all normal flames within 30 feet of it. Any creature restrained by the sphere is knocked prone in the space where it falls, then the water then vanishes. Now, I want to talk about this right here. So, as an action, you can move the sphere 30 feet in a straight line. If it moves over a pit, a cliff, or a drop-off, it safely descends. Guess what you can do with spells that are concentration anytime you want, including the second they come over a pit or a cliff or a drop-off before that sphere descends. You can end concentration anytime, no action required. You can even do it off your turn. So there are no rules in here that say other creatures can move the sphere. The sphere is movable, but the only way that it describes how the sphere moves is as an action and up to 30 feet by the caster. So that is also up to the DM's interpretation on whether other creatures can move the sphere or not. So a couple of things to point out in here. There's nothing in here that says you can't attack the creature. And it is essentially adjacent to any one side, to at least one part of the sphere, which means the water part of it shouldn't hinder any attacks on it. You have advantage on those attack rolls. And also it has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so you want to throw as many dex saves as you can at the creature in a turn before it makes its saving throw. Then you can put it over a big giant cliff or other dangerous terrain and drop the spell because you can unconcentrate a spell anytime you want. All right, now, bards. Let's talk about bards a little bit. Bards can pick the spell up through magical secrets. It's a 4th level spell, and they get magical secrets at 10th level, which is when they can cast 5th level spells. So a bard can get this through magical secrets. Choose 2 spells from any class, including this one. And if you happen to be a bard of eloquence, here's another one of these with unsettling words that you roll an inspiration die, and the creature must subtract a die from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn. So you can force it to take a pretty big penalty, because by 10th level, where is it? Bardic Inspiration. By 10th level, you are rolling a d10. So you could subtract 10 off something's saving throw. So I don't care what its strength is. That's going to be pretty nasty. The other one, because it's a base spell for wizards, I always like the Divination Wizard and the Portent ability. And you could roll 2 really low rolls on that 20 and hand it over to a creature and force it to stay in the sphere for 2 rounds, giving you the chance to move it where you want. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.